Are you looking to remove tannins from your white trim? So if you have pine trim that was painted white, you probably have these tannins that are bleeding through. I have a solution to help you with that. Check out this video and I'll show you how I did it. Hi, so pine boards have something called tannins in them, and especially like at the knot holes where it comes through. And it's been about 8 years since we finished this, and the tannins, especially like right there, and I'll show you a close-up of it in the video, but right here it's really starting to come through. I just redid last winter, so about a year ago, all of the trim that we had done at our house, and now I'm over in the garage and I'm going to do the same over here. It's been about 8 years, so it really needs it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bin primer. Ultimate Stain Blocker is the best stuff I've found. I'm just going to do a spot check on it. So I'm just going to go all of the places that have spots. That's what I did across the street a year ago. Worked good. None of them have come back through. So I'm going to go to the places that need it, and then I'm going to leave it for a week, and then I'll come over and paint it after with a semi-gloss white paint, and I'll do the whole thing again, and then it will make it for a nice even finish. But the first step is to block all of those spots. So I already stirred this up. This is the same stuff I used a year ago, so it hasn't been used in a while. And just go over it. I think some of the tough ones also I went over it twice, so you want to give it about 48 hours before you do the second coat. So you want to get it nice and covered in those places where it has quite a bit showing through. So I'll show you what it looks like with just one coat. You can kind of see it still comes through a little bit. I'll show you another really dark one right here. Really dark. That one I'm probably going to need to do several coats. So I'll probably wait a couple days, come back through and do a second coat on those really dark spots. When we originally put this up 8 years ago, I primed it with this stuff and then waited a couple days and then put on the semi-gloss white trim paint, and then we put them up. That seemed to work pretty good. However, I think I would have probably done a second coat had I known at that time that the tannins would still come through. I would have waited a couple days, put a second coat on, and then waited a couple more days again before I put the semi-gloss trim paint on. And then maybe I wouldn't be doing this now, but this spot check seems to work pretty good if you just touch up the areas and then go over the whole thing. And like I said, some of the stains you might need to touch up the area twice, go over it twice before you do your final coat. Then it will all look as good as new. As you can see, this window seems to be pretty good. I didn't really have any tannins seeping out on this one, so I don't have to do this one. That works out good for me. There's another spot of a knot and the tannins coming through. So I do have to do around the door. So we put the trim up in the space over the garage. This is kind of like our bunkhouse, we call it. We didn't attach this in fully yesterday. I just put in a few nails, but the reason why we didn't is this door was leaking a little bit, the French door. So when we put the flooring down, we didn't want to put this on top of the flooring until we had this all set, because we have one section of cow mat here and we wanted to be able to pull it up as needed if we have to fix the door. So I want to show you a little bit of how we put in the nails. We did use the nail gun in some of them, but also you can use these trim nails. And because this is composite here, normally you would hook a nail into the frame to secure it, but because of the composite we didn't want to crack it, so we did not put nails over the edge. So we really kind of only had one row around the door to put nails in. Where the windows we did put them side to side, but this door framing this, trimming this out, we did not. And I believe the stud is like right down here, so as long as you go around here and here, I think that one might have missed yesterday, so more like maybe here and here you can put side by side. And then after you get it in, have this nice little tool right here, and that helps you to sink it. You want to sink it so that way you can fill in the hole with some filler before you paint. You just want to sink it a little ways, and then that's good. So I'm going to put a few more nails in and sink them, and then I'm going to come back and put the filler in. Then I'm going to go around the room and do my second coat of primer that I showed you, and then I'm going to wait a few more days, and then I'll come back and go over with the paint. That one definitely hit. And now I'm using this plastic wood, it's called, to fill in the holes. It's kind of dried out. I haven't used this for quite some time. We haven't been doing any trim work for a while. We will be up at the garage, so maybe I'll show you more of it then. I think we might do a similar type of style of trim. I really like this look of the thicker and the overlap. So all I'm doing is I'm just rubbing it right into the hole, and then rub off the excess, and it fills it right in. Alright, so that part's done. I'm just going to go over it with a rag a little bit to get it off the paint. If you're doing this before you've painted, then you can sand as well. There, holes are filled. So it's been 3 days since I used this stain blocking primer and did one coat on the spots that needed it. Now I'm going to go back through in the whole room and do all of the spots that still need it, because some of them did not completely get covered, and I want complete coverage so the tannins don't come back through. It's very important. So this one up here, it's definitely still needs it. And right here too. So that's all I'll do. I'm going to go all around the room and take care of all the little spots that still need it. Then I'll wait 3 more days, then I'll come back through and show you how I paint all the trim. Hello, here we are for our final coat, and I'm today using Valspar, the Perfect White. Valspar, the Perfect White. It's a semi-gloss, and it's what I used before. I'm going to go over all of it now that the spot work has been done, and hopefully it makes it nice and beautiful. The reason why I chose a semi-gloss is it's easy. I find it's a little easier to clean to have a semi-gloss. Some people like the matte. Some people like a full gloss. I go with the semi-gloss. I'd never come back to do, I don't think I did a second coat. I did a primer and one coat, but you can kind of see the difference. Second coat, and then I'll give you a nice visual of the whole thing when I'm done. So tannins are gone. It's a little glossier than it's gonna be because I just painted it. But now it's gonna dry. It looks really good now. Up here is where all of the bad spots were. No longer. If you find my videos useful or entertaining, please click like and subscribe. Thank you.